This is my first trip ever to Acadia, and I spent Sunday night in Belfast, and then Monday drove into the park, and the person at the visitor center said the beach cliffs would be a good place to start since it was a hard hike, and there were lots of other trails out there, and it wouldn't be as crowded. And you see on these pictures Echo Lake, which was a swimming area, and then the rough steps and terrain, lots of bare rock, lots of trees and foliage, and lots of very rocky trails. So very tough hiking, very slow going, but scenery was good. It wasn't great, but certainly not ugly, as you can tell from the pictures. Lots of views of water and trees and mountains, but nothing overly impressive. So this is lots of bare rock that you have to walk right up as part of a trail. And lots of the tops of mountains were bare rock. Here's a forest fire station that was up at the top of that trail. This is Echo Lake again at the bottom. Again, fresh water for swimming. The second day I went to an area called the South Bubble and the Bubbles and Jordan Pond, and climbed South Bubble first. There's a rough go down to the pond from there called the Divide, which was very rocky and steep to go down. And there's Jordan Pond up close. This was not a swimming hole, and actually it's public water supply. You're not supposed to go in it. This trail goes up to several of the peaks, including Sargent Mountain, which I climbed through a very difficult route that was very steep and rocky. And then it was cloudy at the top, so I just turned around and came back down as fast as I could, and then went up Penobscot Mountain feeling gluttonous for more punishment, and then took the Jordan Cliffs Trail on the way back, which was quite dangerous. This is now the Wednesday, which was my longest hike, and I did a tough route up to the top of Door Mountain, up the ladder trail, which was very steep. This pond preceded that, and then part of this is from the trail and just at the top of the trail, and then at the top of Door Mountain itself, which was very pretty. Again, bare rock. And at this point, I could have turned around and hiked back and had about a 3.5 to 4 hour hike, but I decided to try to do my original plan, which was a longer way around and up to Cadillac Mountain, which took forever because the trail was not marked well, and I missed some turns and had to walk a very long way, and ended up being 6 hours. Still, when I started going up Cadillac Mountain, it wasn't that bad, and I was able to keep a good pace. And then once I got to the top, I took a few photos and videos, and then headed down the North Ridge Trail, which wasn't too bad, and I could walk pretty fast on, and would have made the bus in time if the bus had been on time, but didn't. This is now Thursday, and that day I stayed down in the Sand Beach area and first did the Beehive Trail, which is a famous, dangerous, and tough trail that really wasn't very hard at all, and that's the top of that. I didn't take any pictures on the Beehive itself because it was a little too dangerous. Some of that's on my Instagram, but at the top it was very pretty, and then on the other side, in the Bowl Trail area, there was this nice lake, and again, the same kind of bare rocky areas that you could look at, but it was very pretty. This was the Cadillac Cliffs Trail, which was a little bit tough to boulder and scramble through, and then you finally got down to the ocean path along the coast, which was probably the prettiest area, with the nice pinkish rock along the coast and nice coastal scenery. This was Sand Beach, looking back, and then from Sand Beach looking at the mountain we climbed. It's part of the Beehive, and then I went out the Great Head Peninsula and walked around that, which was also very rough considering it didn't look to be that challenging from afar, but very good views looking back at the beach from there. And now the last day of hiking was the Precipice Trail, so I did a long route along to the Precipice Trail entrance and had no trouble getting up it. Went very fast. Talked to a few people on the way, and this guy was nice enough to take some pictures of me at the top before I headed back down. Again, met some nice people on this hike and walked up with a bunch of them, including a woman down to the final exit to my car. So it was a nice hike.